Hey everybody, welcome to week 8 of class. We are about halfway there. Woo, good job. Thank you for your work on your example essays. I will be grading those this week and we'll have your grades posted by the end of the week. I look forward to digging into those. So thank you for your work. That means we are on to Unit 3. Our third essay is going to be focused on comparison and contrast. And so this week you'll be reading chapter 10 in the book, which talks all about how to write a compare-contrast essay, as well as provides a number of examples of compare-contrast essays, and you'll be discussing those this week. A few things I want to point out about compare-contrast. You'll find the essay assignment specifically on this week's course content, is that when we compare things, we want to make sure we have a basis for comparison. And so if you try to take and compare two things that are too broad, that doesn't really help understand how things are similar and different. So let's use the example of, say, I want to compare Ford versus Chevy. Okay. We don't know what the basis of comparison is. So that means the essay is just going to kind of be all over and not really focus on one area that's going to help us do a strong comparison. But if I take Ford versus Chevy for working on a ranch, for a ranch truck, now all of a sudden I have a basis for comparison. So the topic is Ford versus Chevy, but the basis for comparison is ranch work. And so you can see how that will really help define and narrow and specify the comparison that you are writing. So when you start brainstorming a topic for this essay, make sure you're really focusing in on not just the topic, but the basis for comparison. And thinking about your topic, page 340 in the textbook actually has a section called Generating Ideas. And so it uses a listing style of brainstorm. And so that's a really great help in thinking through how to narrow down your topic. The other thing I want to point out to you this week is why we compare things. We do it quite often in life, so this is a really applicable topic. We often compare things so that two things that we think are really similar, when we compare them, we find out they may be more different than we realize they are. And on the opposite side of that, two things that we think are really different, we might find out are actually more alike or more similar than they originally appeared. So compare and contrast can be a really useful skill. Say you're trying to bring a group of people together that think they have a lot of differences, right? If we actually start to point out their similarities and focus on that, then we can all of a sudden build team that we didn't know we were capable of having. And so there's a lot of really relevant ideas in comparing and contrasting far beyond writing our essay for Unit 3. So think about compare, contrast, and how that relates to life, but also how you have a basis of comparison. So that example of trying to bring together a work team that thinks they have a lot of differences and you want them to realize how many similarities they have. The topic is the team, but the basis is we all work together for this one company. So lots out there that we can correlate this to. This week you'll be reading chapter 10 as well as chapter 5, completing a quiz and participating in the discussion. So all of that's listed under week 8 in the course content. It's the same flow that we've been doing. We read and think and discuss. And then the second week of our unit, we will start drafting and reviewing and thinking and then revising, and then the third week we will submit our essay. So same flow as any writer uses. We read, think, discuss, then we draft, review, revise, think some more, and then we come up with a final draft of that. So I look forward to reading your discussions this week, and if you have any questions, let me know.